What is up, guys? Rational Geek Driver here, coming to you with a video. One of the, I guess, my second video of 2024, and we're going to talk about some things in regards to the gig world here. So I'm seeing everything is happening the way I predicted it would happen months and months ago. Top Dasher, people are realizing it doesn't make a difference. DoorDash is marching everyone towards the Top Dasher column. And of course, as a result, now there's no benefit. I'm seeing this in vlogs and blogs and videos. And of course, now we're also seeing people question whether or not they should stay with working gig work, because they're not able to earn money fast. They're not able to earn enough money. It's not stable enough. It's not predictable enough. All of these things. And of course, yes, I've tried to tell people this. Now, it can be predictable if you're keeping track of your stats and you're looking at an average of money and things and targeting when you know what your market's looking like, and figuring out, those type of things. But if you're not keeping track of your stats, then it's going to feel like, all right, well, I didn't make enough today. But can you look back at the last 10 Mondays and see what your average was on Monday? How far below were you? Where did you fall? Some would say that's too complicated. I say that's just business. You either learn to do that stuff or you're going to be a bad businessman. And bad businessmen go out of business, and that's what we're seeing a lot of Dashers do, because guess what? They don't even know they're in business. They don't operate like a business. They operate like they're employees trying to run a business, and every employee that runs a business that doesn't understand they're running a business goes out of business at some point very quickly. And we're seeing that. Now, we're also seeing, of course, the drop in base pay. And yes, I think the master plan is to essentially, it's not to eliminate base pay. Many people have missed this. DoorDash's goal, Grubhub's goal, Uber's goal is not to eliminate base pay, because they know they can't do that. What they want to do, though, is they want to take base pay and make it as low as possible. And then they want the rest of the pay to be determined by peak pay, incentives, and tips. And the reason why they want to do that is because they can play around with those. Because the issue at hand when it comes to base pay is they can't delegate base pay based on acceptance rate. They're not allowed to do that. But what they can do is they can offer peak pay to Dashers at random times. And they can say, hey, we wanted to incentivize this Dasher to get on the road, so we offered them an extra $3 in order to get out here today because their acceptance rate. Now, they don't say what it was. They just say their ratings made them a Dasher, a preferred Dasher that they wanted to get out. So when all base pay gets down to $1, they can then say, okay, this Dasher with a high completion rate, high acceptance rate, high ratings, we're going to offer them an extra $3 in order. So today they're going to make $4 base pay in order, or whatever adjustments they make. Maybe it's $5, but they're going to make an extra $3 in order, and they're willing to pay them that because they know that Dasher has given them enough money back in previous orders that they can then control the expense of that Dasher, because they know that Dasher's been out losing money for a while. Because how do they know that? Their acceptance rate tells them that. Because as everybody's learning now, high acceptance rate means you're losing money. If you're not cherry picking, if you're not multi-apping, if you're not making determination of whether you hit accept based on the size of the order, then you're being irrational. And you're not being a rational driver. And as a result, when you make irrational decisions, you will lose money in the end. You will lose money in the long run. And in the long run, DoorDash will make money on you. In the long run, you will lose money, but they will give you a little back. It's like the Players Club card at the casino. When they learn that you lose and that you're a loser and that you're making that money, they'll give you a little bit of money back to get you on the road. And that's what they're doing here. Peak pay is nothing more than a casino rebate on losses. You give them a bunch of losses, they'll give you a little bit back. You go out on the road and think this is a great day, I'm making $3 an order, and you'll be back on DoorDash hooked again with all of their little things that they throw in there to keep you incentivized to stay playing the game. And that's just the way this works. It's not, it's not wonderful that they play the game like that. But if you let them play you like that, if you get worried about letting them dictate things to you, if you worry about peak pay and this, and you don't worry about saying, listen, I'm not playing the game. I'm going to play my game. I'm going to come out. I'm going to use this like a business tool that it is. And I'm going to work when the order says work. When there's an order that makes business sense to do it. If not, I'm going to be on other apps, finding other opportunities until DoorDash brings me the opportunity I want. But what you're not understanding, and again, I only know this. This is not something I'm just pulling out of thin air. This is something that I've looked at the numbers. I've looked at what they're doing. I understand the game that they're playing. And I understand that they want to be in control of the entirety of this situation. And what they're going to do, again, is they play with the numbers when they're in control of the numbers. And if they were to allow base pay to be determined as it should be in any type of auto-related, endeavor, right? Whether we're ferrying passengers or we're ferrying passengers food, we should be being paid based on mileage. We should be being paid based on time. We should be being paid based on complexity and labor. And all of that should be going into an offer. And every order can absolutely be assessed in that way. There's a dollar figure that can be put on every single thing, and they've got the technology now that they can, again, over time, they should be able to better predict what a good value is for that and put it out to the driver, and then they take their percentage and everybody goes home. But DoorDash has said, well, why would we do that? We don't have to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to do that on the customer side. So we will charge the customer the full cost, the full value, the full market value of that order. We'll charge the restaurant the full market value of the order. And then we will give the driver as little as we need to. We will confiscate as much of the driver's earnings as we can. And then we will do what we need to do to keep them on the hook until we don't need them anymore. And then, of course, they'll unleash us and they're turn as much over as they can to AI, while owning the labor of AI. They will now own the labor force besides what they will need. There always will be a need for some sort of human involvement, but their goal is to minimize that so they can minimize their cost. That's where we're at in this. And drivers are willingly and knowingly and openly and happily going along with this and happily fighting with each other and happily fighting with customers and happily believing that customers aren't paying their fair due. They are paying their fair due. Okay. It's just, we're not getting it from the apps because we're not demanding it, because we're out here taking $3 orders because we believe that we take 5 $3 orders, they're going to get us a large order program for $30. And then, if you do math, again, I've always said these apps are a math problem. If you just do some math, you're going to understand that taking all of those lowball orders to get one big large order doesn't solve your problem, or even just to get a good day, a good run, a couple of orders in a row that look great and you have a great day. It doesn't work. And then and it's not going to work in the long term. So you've got to play the long game, not the short game. Rational thought, rational analysis tells you play the long game. It says you don't move your car unless it's worth your time, ever. And if you are doing that, then you are being irrational, and you will get results you don't like. You will lose money. So stop being irrational. Be a rational driver. Be a rational gig driver. That's why Dad Dash is known as now, as I said, I'm Dad Dash, but I'm Dad Dash, the rational gig driver. And I want emphasis on the rational part, because we need to stop being irrational. We need to stop doing irrational things and expecting irrational results, because that never, ever happens. You've got to do rational things to get rational results, and you've got to be willing to act like you're a business person to get results that you're going to like and appreciate. Anyways, guys, I'll be back with more content. I'll be showing you some things. Might come back with a ride along or two. I've kind of backed off those a little bit due to just regulations on filming and stuff like that in my state. I want to stay on the right side of that stuff, and I don't want to have a problem with as police officers are looking all over the place if you're recording. So you got to be careful. So going a whole day with my camera running, I'll do it a little bit for a little here or there, or sitting in a parking lot like I'm doing on this video, but a whole day worth, it's just a little too risky. But anyways, guys, I got to run in here. I'm on an order, gonna get in here, get this order, get this delivered. And you know what, listen, have yourself a rational day, make rational decisions. And until we talk again, guys, stay rational, and I'll talk to you later.